Greetings, game changers. This is Classic Games Redefined, and my name's Rich, and I'm showing yet another one of my games on half a checkerboard. We're detecting a trend. I have about 32 of them. I can't guarantee I'm going to do all of them here, but I'm going to do the ones I actually have the equipment I could do in Tabletop Simulator, and this is another one. The theory that went into this, before I explain how to play Boxing the Fox, which is this game here, is to see how many different game types I could fit into half a checkerboard, like this here. So it's a game type fit in that environment. You'll notice some that I've did more than one here. I think I have more than one backgammon game. You saw one. There's another one coming up. You'll see. And then there's also a Mancala game I did. It's just different classic games we have into it. I think I did a version of Go or something else. Anyhow, story is I had other designs and I just adapted them here. This is just not one of those. This is just a game very simply here. There's a family of games that's related to the Toffel family, which have uneven forces. As you can see here, you have one king piece. That's the fox, and then you have the hound. So there's a fox and hound game, which is cousin to its Toffel, played on a patience board, puzzle board, solitaire. If you know peg solitaire, that's what they had. And this is one here. And this is after I played it numerous times. This seems to be the most balanced. You can handicap the side, making it harder for the white side to win, the hound side to win, by moving it back. You can also change the dynamics by adding or decreasing pieces here. So, the way it works is during the turn, and this is really, really simple. So, it's a good game. Somebody's not good to play with kids, but anyhow. The fox piece always moves one space forward, backward, side to side, kind of like a chess king, but without diagonal. And if he gets to the back row here, he wins. If he doesn't have a legal move, he's stuck in a corner, for example. Doesn't have a legal move. It's trapped in the corner. Wait a minute. He loses. So you're trying to do that. And the game will play until either he gets to the 8th row here or all these pieces of the hound side have been on the board. And if it looks like after you get all 12 pieces on the board, this fox side isn't going to be able to win the game, then the hound side wins, or he wins by boxing. If it looks like then he can trace a path, that way he wins the game. But there's one more thing. These pieces, and I'm going to play through a simple game because it should be quick enough. They will enter the board. You can either move a piece that's on the board currently, or you enter a new piece. So the way it works is they're kind of a little bit like Tetris pieces. They're no puzzle games. They will fall straight till they run into something and stop. As he enters the board, you can shift left and right one, and then they drop. So they get to slide over that way. So I can enter here and drop, or straight here and drop. Let's say, for example, we do this way. If there's a line of 4 pieces, you can recover these back. If the hound side, and this is a double-edged sword. It's a unique thing, very light game, has this unique twist. If you form a Tetris line of pieces here. If you do that, the hound side does it. And let's say, for example, we have this here. Like that. Let's say it's like this and this. One or more. Doesn't matter. They don't have to be there. These would come off the board. Those there stay. So, anyhow. That's what we can do. And it begins. Another thing you can do to handicap it for the fox side is, let's say the fox side wants to move 1. So, a very simple game. You're going down like that. Now, goes like this here. He will drop here. And, let's see, he does that. And the thing is, I'm going to do this for the sake of here. So that's one thing that happens. You could sneak up behind the format, so anyhow. And I guess I'll drop this down like this here. One of the trade-offs you have is that he doesn't want to do this because he'll lose his defense. But eventually you're going to want to. So Black's about to lose, so you know what Black's gonna do? He'll slide this over like this here. He's gonna be very clever, and he needs to do something else here. He's gonna go down that way. I did not play the side, right? Well, maybe I did, but... And the fox side managed to get boxed in. Usually the fox has an advantage, but by doing it, again, it's a very simple game. You can play it this way. You want a good game to play with kids with a regular checker set, this is what it uses. You can actually, instead of using a chess king, I mean, you could use normally like a stack of 4 or 5 white checkers or red checkers and do it that way. So anyhow, this is Boxing the Fox. It's a relatively simple game in the Fox and Hound family, playable on half checkerboard. So that's the latest. By the way, just to show you one more thing, in order to recover back, remember what I said earlier, and that you want to be careful of. If you were to remember, just the one last thing here before we end. If he manages, for example, that's why to be careful. Came down like that, because they fall into whenever these would come off the board, and then Black would have some problem with that there. So anyhow, that's the latest, and that's and that provides a double-edged sword. This game has a little bit of clever tricks in it, but anyhow, it's a light game. So now that's the latest. I do want to thank you for watching. May your die always roll 5, and remember, don't hate the player, change the game.